Hello guys, this is Zach with Bayou Donkey. I just wanted to take a minute and tell you a little fishing story about getting finned by a catfish. This was a beautiful fishing day. My wife and I went out and we were catching flounder and trout and redfish and just having a good day. It was a lazy day, real pretty. And the fishing had there was a little lull, in the fishing, and I had broken my hook off. I was hung up in some shells or something. Anyway, I had to retie, and I was sitting up front on the bow, and I was sitting down, and I was actually in the process of tying a fish hook, and you know how you get when you're actually in the middle of the knot, you can't move, and about that time my wife had actually caught a hard-head catfish, and it's probably about 10 inches long, and if you've ever caught one of those before, you know that once you bring them in, they pull hard, but they're very feisty, and of course they're very dangerous because they have the top dorsal fin, and then they have the two side fins on each side of the head. And you can really get in trouble in a hurry with those things, and you just have to be very careful with them. And so I was up front tying a fish hook, very focused on what I needed to do, in the sitting position. However, my wife, she had the catfish, and she wanted him off the hook so she can resume fishing. So what did she do? She slung that catfish over towards me, and I wasn't ready for it. And that catfish's fin hit me right in the fold of the arm right here, right where you usually give blood. And it happened so quick, I couldn't react. That catfish was coming, bam, and of course I pulled the catfish off, and that catfish had finned me right beside where you usually give blood. And I was so surprised, and I'm like, did that catfish? It just stung me in the. And I just felt real flushed, got real sweaty, and it was like I was giving blood, in the chair, and I felt so bad, and I just laid back on the compartments, and I just laid back, and I felt the whole world kind of fading away, getting lightheaded, and but anytime you deal with a catfish, you truly have to be careful. And if you're like me, if you're one in a couple that only handled those catfish, if you're someone else and you catch a catfish, please be careful with them. Don't sling them towards somebody because they will mess up your day. And if you've ever been stung by one, the throbbing and the wound itself, it's just, the catfish fin goes in real easy, but they have barbs, and it's jagged, and when you pull it out, it's jagged, so it just tears, and it's just a mess, and it hurts so bad. Anyway, I got over that, and after a couple of days I spoke to my wife again. Hey there, so anytime you catch a catfish, just make sure you're careful, because you can truly mess up your day.